Beats Planet.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's Voch Lombardi. The Lombardicus Prime, all that good stuff. Welcome, man. Welcome. Make sure my levels are good. I think my levels are fine. Absolutely. Indubitably. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna keep this little old train going, man. For those of you that are relatively new to how we operate over in these parts of town, I'm gonna be learning prospects as the process goes on. I ain't never been the type to know all the undrafted free agents in December. That ain't necessarily my deal. But as I'm learning this process or whatever, I'll come to the live streams and we'll talk about it. Then I'll further watch some guys or whatnot. So let me just kind of update y'all on my process. Then we're gonna get into what y'all came to talk about there. Let me make sure that's cool. All right, my phone's is good. If y'all want to call into the show, you can. So this is where I'm at currently, and trust me, we got a lot to talk about today, man. So, but this is where I'm at currently, right? So I'm going over the tackle prospects, okay, the offensive tackle prospects, because I feel like I got to do that. Like some people I just got to look over twice. So yeah, I gave y'all my initial offensive line assessments, but when it comes time to like rank or whatever, like there's going to have to be a ranking video at some point where I'm going to have to differentiate these guys, So even like today, we're talking about running backs, but I know what to expect from all these running backs because I watch film on them. I see what they're good at. I ain't going to be ready to rank these guys until I go back over it with a fine-tooth comb. You see what I mean? So I'm currently going over offensive tackle with a fine-tooth comb. I dropped my Andrew Thomas video today. I'm going to drop another offensive line video tomorrow. So y'all tune in to that. I'm working, man. I'm working hard. I think we got 8 days in a row with a film session dropped or whatever, or with a video of some kind drop. We did Greatest Sack Technicians too. So 8 days in a row of content for y'all, man. We working hard. But I'm going back over with the fine tooth comb with the offensive line, man. I promise I'm getting the running back in a second. But this big old fella right here, oh goodness. Who wants to put a helmet on and wrestle that guy? I just put that on my Twitter machine a few minutes ago. Y'all follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Who wants to wrestle this motherfucker? You know what I mean? I'm dropping a video on him tomorrow, man. But God, man, Mekhi Becton, my dude. So I'm currently digging all of the details out with him so I can know everything that comes with him or whatever. But man, this seems to be an interesting draft, man. At first glance, you would think that this draft is not very good, it's not very fun. I don't think that's the case. We see a lot of people saying that this draft ain't fun, but it seems like the more you watch film, you know what I mean? The more you watch film, the more you like the class, right? So this ain't like last year's class where it's kind of like where it's like 3 people at the top that you may like for real, some intermediate guys, but a gang of picks in the day 2s or whatever. I was saying that like last year, you would want a lot of day 2 picks, like a bunch of 2nd and 3rd round picks. This year, you would much rather have the 1st round joints, you know what I mean? So I don't expect a lot of teams to trade back and get out or whatever, unless you're looking for wide receiver or running back talent. I watched the running backs today. Holy shit. Let me take a sip of water before I get into running backs today. Oh, hold on. Damn, running backs. This brings me to my next question. Chat box, I need y'all's input on this. We see the running backs that are in this class. Josh Jacobs was a 1st round pick last year. And he had a pretty good rookie season. So, shouts out to Josh Jacobs. We ain't hating on him or nothing like that. I want to ask the chat box this. How many running backs in this class do you think are better than Josh Jacobs? And what round would you put them in? That's what I want to ask y'all, because I think that's a question with some nuance to it, right? How many running backs this year do you like more than Josh Jacobs? And what round would you draft that running back in? I think that's an interesting conversation that we can have, and I think we're gonna get some mixed results here. I ain't saying Josh Jacobs ain't good. You could be good and be a second round pick. I just think it's interesting when I watch certain running backs in this class and I go, damn. No, I like that dude better than Josh Jacobs. You know what I mean? Or like I watch somebody else and I go, damn. No, I like that dude better than Josh Jacobs. You know what I mean? And these are like second round picks this year. But I guess it's all about where you get drafted or whatever. So that just is what it is. Let me address this too. I see Mike Larry in my chat box. Shouts out to Mike Larry. Lynn Bowden. I thought it was Bowden, but I heard all the announcers called him Bowden. Lynn Bowden. He says best runner, period. Play quarterback, but really a running back. Still. I don't think Lynn Bowden is I don't think that's true. I think he's a very interesting player. And he will have a live stream where we talk about Lynn Bowden. I just don't think he's the best. You say the best runner. I don't think that's the case. I think he's a very dynamic player. I think it's interesting anytime a player can have a game where he got 7 catches and 120 yards and a touchdown, but then he'll have another game with 30 rushes with 180. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing. I do like Lynn Bowden. But I'm currently fine-tooth combing him because he's a very interesting player. But we'll talk about it later. I thought about including him today. That's why I thought it was interesting that you brought him up or whatever, because I was gonna talk about him today. I was gonna bunch him in with these running backs here because I think that's what teams are kind of gonna look at him as. But I'm going to address Lynn Bowden on another episode after I fine-tooth combed him. Okay, but today we're gonna talk about running backs. So let me get into my notes here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 guys in my notes. But I'm prepared to talk about 8 guys today, okay? So those are the running backs that we're going to get out today. Then we're going to do a follow-up running back episode at some point where I get like the rest of the guys out. And then look, this running back class is so fantastic. It could have been better if Najee would have came out, or if Hubbard would have came out, or if ETN would have came out. But for some reason they wanted to lose money and go back to school for just whatever reason. So that's this class could have been fantastic, but it is what it is. The first running back I got a chance to watch was Jonathan Taylor. Like I said, when I start naming these running backs off and giving traits or whatever, this ain't me. This ain't me giving some kind of order. This ain't me saying Jonathan Taylor is my running back number 1 or anything like that. I just got to him first. Nothing's official till I do a ranking video. You know what I mean? That could be a live stream, and it could do the and it'll be an upload or whatever. So it just ain't that time of year. If I say it in April, then I kind of mean that. But that's just how we talking about it right now. I got to watch more running backs before I answer that. So far, I got like 9 guys better than Jacobs. Damn. 9 guys better than Jacobs. To be fair though, he was like 8 for me last year too. All right, Anime Dog fan, appreciate you. Boy, so you got 9. Oh goodness. All right, then we'll talk about that later. Whenever you're ready. Before I get started though, if y'all want to go ahead and get y'all's place in line, the number is 515-606-5187, access code 309-104. It's on the screen. Everything's open for you to give me your thoughts and opinions. Cool. All right, so Jonathan Taylor, right? Let me just say this as a kind of like a broad view of things, right? We have to be careful when we use certain terms because when we look at these running backs, we're going to look at some pros and cons. And a lot of these guys are very similar. Some guys just do certain traits better than others. Okay? Example, I was using the word contact balance all day watching these running backs. And all these running backs, most of them, when you watch them, you're going to say, hey, that dude has great contact balance. But the sixth guy I watched, he has ridiculous contact balance. So I say, damn, I got to reword how I felt about these first five guys. You know what I mean? So let's just be aware of what we're saying here. So when I say such and such got pretty good speed, I don't want y'all to lose y'all mind and say, nah, Voch, that dude's speed is faster than good enough speed. That dude is super fast. Well, we got to differentiate how we look at super fast, or how we look at running with power, or how we look at receiving, receiving ability. You know what I mean? So let's just think about that when we're talking about traits, because a lot of these guys are going to sound similar, but some guys do things better than others. Okay. Let's get into this. So let's start Jonathan Taylor, right? Great contact balance, right? He runs with, man, let me just get this out, then we'll start to doing comparing and contrast or whatever. But he's a big muscle, so he runs with some pretty good power, runs with some pretty good speed. He's a bell cow guy. He got a lot of carries on him, so that's something that you got to be, wary of or whatnot. He reads blocks nicely, but I was looking at Wisconsin like, damn, these Wisconsin offensive linemen are like they moving folk, you know what I mean? And that's typical Wisconsin O-line things. Like, they move people. So I would say out of everybody on my list today, I would say that Jonathan Taylor had the easiest go out of all of them in terms of what my offensive line did for me. You know what I mean? Quickness isn't really a part of his game. You know what I mean? He's really more so let me read what's going on with my offensive line, find that hole and hit it. We don't see too many cutbacks from him. Like, he will have the occasional, I see something happening here, let me go there. But we don't see a bunch of change of direction in his game. If he's going to go play side, whatever his play side gap is, he's just going to end up hitting that gap. I think he's a did I say contact balance already? Sure. I said contact balance. As far as receiving, I mean, it's Wisconsin, right? And when you watch enough Wisconsin, two things that I noticed is I didn't see a lot of him pass blocking. I didn't see a lot of him catching the ball. Well, that's because Wisconsin ain't really throw the ball that much. You know what I mean? It's not like he's going out there like some of these other teams that's throwing the ball 30, 40, 50 times. Wisconsin, that just ain't Wisconsin's game. So we didn't see a lot from him, but I bet he can block okay. I bet he's an okay pass blocker. If not, I'd be surprised. Like, he's a big muscle. You know what I mean? So if he does have problems blocking, I mean, I would be absolutely shocked. But that's why combine is important, right? We're gonna see if he can catch passes. We're gonna see what he looks like as a receiver. So but Jonathan Taylor, yeah, sure. I mean, but the big problem with him, and everybody knows it, and the chat box was kind of alluding to it. He dribbles the football. He get a lot of grass stains on the football. You know what I mean? So that's a big ass problem. That's a big ass problem. If he didn't fumble the football as much, I'm sure he'll be at the top of people's board because he's talented like that. But ball security is a real thing when you play running back in the National Football League. So it's going to be interesting to see where he falls and to see if the reason he fell was putting the ball on the grass so damn much. You could just go look at the stats, look at the numbers, and you can pretty much see that. And as I go down this list, I'm going to be comparing people with other people. So stay tuned there. DeAndre Swift. At this point, I noticed, I said, okay, cool. So DeAndre Swift, like, when you look at these running backs, they all seem to be well built. I think it's like one running back that's not built very great that I've seen so far. Wait a minute, let me see. Okay, cool. Everybody on this list, they like 215 or whatever, like 200, 215 or whatever. So I haven't had skinny back conversation yet. You know what I mean? So let me just say this. When you watch Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin, you see a fantastic offensive line, and you see them dealing with box crowding really well. When you watch Georgia, their offensive line wasn't as good as Wisconsin's offensive line at run blocking, in my opinion. Plus, the defense was really scared of DeAndre Swift. 9 guys in the box kind of shit. You know what I mean? So it's interesting that Georgia continued to run into those boxes, into those 8-man, 9-man. They just kept running to it. And when you watch film on some of the other guys, if things aren't blocked well, they go down. If the box is full, they don't go there. DeAndre Swift ran into SEC boxes, stacked SEC boxes, and made it work, which was fantastic. Which was kudos to him as a running back. I don't think it was the best idea in the world, coaching wise. I mean, hey, if they're gonna stack the box like this, I need Jake Fromm to make some more throws. But if I'm playing defense on the other side, I want to stop DeAndre Swift and make Jake Fromm throw some more. So that makes sense, right? That makes sense. So if you watch film on DeAndre Swift, running back from Georgia, if you watch film from him, you kind of got to use your imagination and go, man, if this was blocked a little better, that'll be insane. You know? Or, man, if this box was a little lighter, man, that run would be insane. What you see from DeAndre Swift is he's really good at setting people up. Right? Like he'll get wide, and he'll just process a defender's leverage, put a foot in the ground, make one little wiggle move, and that dude misses. You know what I mean? That's the first line of my notes. Well, he damn sure is Swift. Right? But I wouldn't want to say that he's some, like, you remember how we were watching Singletary last year? Right? How he's some Shady McCoy type quick Swifty guy. I'm not saying he's like that, because he ain't like that. But he's more so of, I wish I had a better way to say it. I just ain't got the words to say it. But he just knows how to leverage these defense, like short area quickness, I would say. Right? Short area quickness. But then when he gets into the open field, he has good open field quickness as well. And it's not like when you see these running backs, when they want to cut and be quick, they got to chop and break their feet down 10-5 steps, and then they'll be quick. DeAndre Swift ass will just plant one foot in the ground, change direction, and make some dude miss. And then after that, he'll finish the run on somebody else. That's what makes it interesting. The fact that he has home run speed, he has quick feet, he has the ability to stop on a dime, but then once he gets rolling, he'll run over the last dude that's trying to tackle him. I like Swift a bunch. And I think one something that he does the best out of all this is him in the receiving game, right? And I think that's because in the receiving game, that's when he gets the most space. That's when he gets the most room to work with. That's when he ain't got to necessarily worry about 9-man boxes or whatever. He could just go be free, right? So you get the ball out to him. He's a great running back. If you want to incorporate quick game stuff, you get the ball out to him, you let him fly. And he does that. He flies. You know what I mean? So I'm watching DeAndre Swift like, I wish he wasn't doing this. But if you looked at the defenses that he did it against, right? The Florida defense, you look at the South Carolina kids, you look at you look at the what I'm thinking about. If you look at LSU, you know what I'm saying? Like, he did it against top level defenses or whatnot. So I've been seeing DeAndre Swift go in some mocks as a first round guy. Allowed me to continue to fine tooth comb it and like really figure it out or whatever. But am I a fan of DeAndre Swift? I'm absolutely a fan of DeAndre Swift. I think you put that dude in like a zone run situation and just let that dude fly. And going back to Jonathan Taylor, I think he'll be best fitted in more of a gap based scheme or whatever. But that's just me. That's just me picking those two, right? So as I'm watching DeAndre Swift, I'm going, hey, that little setup move, that little wiggle thing that he does is like really fantastic. Then I go watch J.K. Dobbins, and J.K. Dobbins kind of does it on that same level, right? The first thing I wrote down in my notes for J.K. Dobbins is might have the best skill set to make him successful in the league. Let me take a sip of water on that. Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Hold on. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Dobbins might have the best skill set to be successful in the National Football League. Let me explain. Because the more that we grow as talent evaluators or whatever, the more we grow, the less we lean on things like 40 time, or especially with running backs, 40 time, or like certain athletic abilities or whatever, right? What we find more important is, can you read blocks? Can you anticipate finding green grass or whatever? Can you hit that gap on time? Can you explode through it? And can you finish runs? Right? I think all these things are important. And when you look at J.K. Dobbins, he technically ain't special. Technically. But his run ability is what makes him special. Not his speed, or not not size. Like he like 5'9". I remember watching a damn playoff game. J.K. Dobbins standing next to Isaiah Simmons. I'm like I know J.K. Dobbins ain't that damn short, but J.K. Dobbins in real life, like, he like 5'8" or 5'9" or some goofy shit like that, right? So he ain't special in that way, but he's another guy that I think he has the best vision out of everybody in this class. I'm talking about J.K. Dobbins here, in terms of reading his offensive line, in terms of knowing where grass is gonna be. Okay, knowing where the open lane is gonna be, he can anticipate it, right? Then he'll patience his way into that direction, and then once that gap opens up, the only way I can really explain it is like through film or whatever. So there will be a J.K. Dobbins film session, so hang tight. But he'll anticipate the whole opening, like it wouldn't even be there. But he'll see it kind of, sort of, and then it'll just open. And then he's just magically there. And then he plants his foot in the ground, he explodes. Big play, right? And when he gets there, defenders normally ain't there because he doesn't overcommit to that hole, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? This ain't a situation where a running back is, okay, I'm just going to guess that B gap is going to open up, right? So I'm going to sit in B gap until B gap opens up. Remember Le'Veon Bell? How he'll patience his way into a gap, but he'll sit in that gap and wait till it opens up. If J.K. Dobbins thinks that front side B is going to be open, he'll be in backside C doing patient things. He'll slow it down while he's in backside C gap. Then he'll tip. And then when front side B opens, his ass is in front side B. And then everybody's reacting slowly to him, right? Then he plants his foot, then he goes. And he does have some kind of home run speed. I don't want to call him a burner. I want to be careful when I say burn. I don't think he's going to go run like a 4.3 or nothing like that. But he is fast enough to be fast at running back or whatever. Open, like, you know, well, that was at one time. It was at one time he was in the open field. Isaiah Simmons almost caught him. But that's a whole nother conversation. We'll cross that road later. But he has this home run ability that's not there because he's fast, but is there because he's thinking about landmarks before he gets there. I think that's NFL level stuff. What else I got in my notes? Patient, smooth, how he changed the sure. So that thing DeAndre Swift does, right? Where if he's running in one direction and a defender's also running his direction, he's another guy that can just kind of stop and redirect and set people up and just kind of shake them on that level. Some guys shake people because they quick. Some guys shake people because they have timing. I think J.K. Dobbins is a guy that uses his timing. DeAndre Swift is swifter, but he also uses timing. J.K. Dobbins is a smooth timing based make you miss kind of guy. Tough runner, finisher. I think most of these guys are finishers in terms of like running the football or whatever. They're mostly tough finishers. And some big wigs were saying that he wasn't great receiving. But when you watch film on J.K. Dobbins, they throwing it to him and he's catching and he turns into a runner again. So I don't know where they getting the notion that J.K. Dobbins isn't a good enough receiver or whatever. But if you throw it to him, he'll catch it, and that's what matters there. So goodbye J.K. Dobbins. And then so let's say, hey, Zack Moss, right? So peep this out. He's the example that I was talking about earlier when I was hitting y'all with the, hey, this dude got contact balance. This dude got contact. And I was like, damn, everybody got good contact balance until I got to Zack Moss and he got the best damn contact balance out of everybody. And I didn't get it at first, right? Like I had to brain power my way into figuring this out or whatever, because the broadcasters were calling him a power back. Okay. When I watch film, I have the access to the coach's film, right? But I would rather watch broadcast view first, right? Because I get to see, that angle. I get to see the field. I get to see the player. I get to hear commentary, right? So when I was watching Zack Moss, this running back from Utah, by the way, Zack Moss from Utah, and JK is from Ohio State, my bad. So when I'm watching Zack Moss, right? And I'm hearing the commentator refer to him as a power back. And to be fair, people having a hard time tackling him or whatever. The more I watch Zack Moss, I'm looking at him like, man, Zack Moss ain't a power back. He's just breaking tackles, right? It's not like he's trucking people or running over people. That's not what I'm seeing from Zack Moss. I'm seeing people trying to tackle him, but it's just not working, right? That's more so what I'm seeing. If you don't put your helmet on the football, head across the waist, wrap up with two arms, drive your feet, and tackle, then you won't tackle Zack Moss, right? So all that arm tackling, that half tackling, that dive tackling, all that don't work against Zack Moss. And he was probably, look, I ain't saying he's running back one, but he was one of the more fun running backs for me to watch, because I was just trying to figure him out. And the more I watched him, though, chat box, tell me if I'm bugging. The more I watched him, I got a little bit of Alvin from him. Kamara, I got a little bit of Alvin from him. Right? Not in a sense of the receiver not in a sense of the receiver that he is, but Alvin the runner. Think about Kamara the runner. I'm just gonna dip my shoulder this way, contact balance you know what I mean? And you try to tackle Alvin and he doesn't look huge. He doesn't look like Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like a big guy that I can't tackle, but you go tackle him and you just can't tackle him. I think Alvin got a lot of that in him, and I think Zack Moss has some of that same stuff in him. Then they lined Zack Moss at like flanker and he ran a route out there or something. So I thought that was interesting. I don't think he's going to be used in a passing scheme like we're using Alvin, but Alvin as a runner. I'm not saying they're even the same kind of talent, because I don't do player comparisons because of reasons like this. But the type of guy that it's just hard to tackle him because he's just moving. He's moving. He ain't running people over. He's just moving. I'm seeing people in the chat box say Kareem Hunt. Nah, Kareem Hunt runs over people. I don't see Zack Moss running over people. Zack Moss just ain't getting tackled. I don't know. It's just my thoughts. Like I said, I'll go back and fine tooth comb it or whatever, but that's just my thoughts, man. But then the last guy that I watched before I get into the phones don't go nowhere. The last guy that I watched is here we go. Wait a minute. Hey.
Clyde is 6'4", 270.
My man 6'4", 270 Clyde, man. I'm a fan of 6'4", 270 Clyde. And I've kind of been drafted into being an LSU supporter. You know what I mean? Nini's an LSU fan. That's probably the only reason why she's in this chat box today. She want to hear me talk about Clyde. I wasn't up on Clyde like that. Like, I knew this running back class was good. I knew about DeAndre from last year. I knew Jonathan Taylor was going to be good. I knew Dobbins was going to be good. I had no idea who 6'4", 270 Clyde was going to be until we watched Alabama. And I think that's when the whole nation decided to take Clyde seriously, right? All at one time, right? That's when everybody decided to take Clyde seriously versus Alabama. And I posed on Twitter earlier, what running back had a more impressive performance than Clyde versus Alabama? Find me a running back that had a more impressive performance, right? And I don't want to hear like some good running back versus some community college just ran everybody over. I don't want to hear that. I also don't want to hear about hey, this was the most rushing yards ever by, I ain't trying to hear that. But I'm talking about in a game this big, LSU versus Alabama, what he did to Alabama, who's a fantastic defense. That's another thing that the pundits trying to like push on us or whatever. They trying to get us to feel like this Alabama defense ain't good. That's a lie. This Alabama defense is really good. It just ain't as good as they normally are. It's just the Alabama defense they just ain't got the team of killers that we got 5 top 10 picks or whatever. It's just not that this year. But they're still a good defense. And that last drive when LSU had to just get a first down and run the clock out and Clyde got it on the first go, and he's just dragging people. He's just dragging 7 defenders or something like that. Seven Alabama defensive players. He's just running people over. I'm like, damn. Clyde got my respect there, right? But when you go over with a fine-tooth comb, because we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to go over Clyde with a fine-tooth comb. Clyde ain't special. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ain't special. 6'4", 270 Clyde. Let me just play my sound drop one more time just so we can get that incorporated. You know what I'm saying? Just,
Clyde is 6'4", 270.
Just to keep that incorporated. You know what I mean? Clyde is not special. He's not. Hold on. Let's see what happened here. Hold on. Offensive centers aren't eligible to talk about the skill position. Hey, man, you can't come over here talking crazy to me, dog. What the hell wrong with you, dog? Then he sniped your ass, dog. Clyde athletically is not special, right? He's not gonna run this super 40 times. I don't think he's gonna test well, right? But in terms of usage, of can you use him? That's where Clyde is going to be one of the better running backs in this class. I said a long time ago that Clyde is going to get to the National Football League, be drafted like sixth. He's going to be like the sixth running back to be drafted, but he might have the best career because he got the tools to be great. He got the tools to be great in the league, right? Like I said earlier, right? He's going to read blocks. He's going to run with patience. He's going to finish blocks, okay? But most importantly, Clyde is going to catch the ball. Clyde is going to catch passes, and that is, I think that's where he's going to really make his name or whatever, right? Take a look at Raheem Mostert. As much as they wanted to make Mostert special in Super Bowl coverage or whatever, Raheem Mostert ain't special. He has a certain skill set that work with his offense. And he just happened to be the guy, but he ain't great. Oh, well, how do these coaches feel that they cut Raheem Mostert? Well, he got cut by 6 teams he's fast as hell, sure, physically, yes, but he got cut by 6 teams for a reason. But he works well for what San Francisco was doing with him. So I think if Clyde even if he's in a situation where it's 3 running backs, right? Clyde can be in that situation. But if Clyde is the running back on your team that's catching all the passes, that's running on short yardages, that's closing games for you, you know what I mean? Clyde can be a guy that can be useful for you. He ain't got to be a 3-down back. He ain't got to be a bell cow back, but there's a place in the league for guys like Clyde, 6'4", 270 Clyde, to where he can get tough yards and catch passes. And look, Clyde got this one little spin move, you know what I mean? Where like people trying to tackle him, but he just spin up off of him. I like what Clyde do his little spin move, man. But Clyde is also a big game guy, right? When we look at what he did versus Bama, then he proceeded to do it again versus Georgia, and he did it again, then he did it again, all the way to the championship. Clyde was consistent. Like once LSU started going or whatever, Clyde was just fantastic, man. Clyde was fantastic, and you can and some people say, because I saw this point or whatever, somebody was like, Clyde is good because all the attention was on the passing game, and I can feel what you're saying. Joe Burrow is very fantastic, and you have to account Joe Burrow. But Clyde's toughness in that Alabama game, Clyde getting short yards, Clyde getting tough yards, Clyde dragging 7 Alabama defenders to get a first down to end the game has nothing to do with Joe Burrow. Nothing to do with Joe Burrow. You see what I mean? So that's just that. Anybody else in the chat box? Check up on Cornelius. Who is that? Yeah, Cornelius. Yeah. Can anybody check up on him? Make sure he okay, man. Nene shot the shit out of him. I just want to make sure he okay. Just want to make sure he alive. Okay, cool. Let's get into the phones. 2 people on the line. I know we had 3 at first. Okay, cool. Let's see what y'all talking about, man. Let's see what the debate is. Let me just run my sound drop one more time because I just love my man.
You know, Clyde is 6'4", 270.
I love Coach Ogeron, man. I love Coach Ogeron. Okay, cool. Let's get into the phones. We got let's do Tony first because I know Nick has more to say. So let's get Tony in first. Tony, what's up, man?
What's up, Voch?
Everything's everything, my guy. What you got for the show?
Well, let me say this. I ain't watched a lot of running backs because there's a lot of running backs in this class.
Sure.
And when you got on, you were talking about how contact balance is the same thing I was feeling. When I saw you was putting this up, I was looking at all the running backs. I was like, all these running backs.
Sure.
They're not power backs.
Sure.
But they kind of they bounce off of tacklers and they run through tackles, sort of.
Sure.
I was like, man, it's a lot of ain't no really like you like all these backs is built. All of them like 210 plus pounds. Ain't no small backs in this class.
You know what though? I think that's the thing. I think when we look at like the last, who was the last power back besides Derrick Henry, right? Like who was the last true power back that was only powerful? And I don't think that those running backs exist very much, but I think what you get is you get a lot of backs that may not be 230 or whatever, but if you get just get a back that's 215 that's willing to finish runs and can run with good contact balance, I think that's what running backs are going to be. You know, to where at one point, we got to have a Brandon Jacobs type power back, then we got to have a Scatty type back. I think we're combining running backs now to where guys can run fast and be 215 pounds and finish runs. So I definitely agree with you there. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's a guy. He's kind of like a Derrick Henry type back. He big like him, but ain't a lot of big backs. Like Najee was one of the biggest backs in this class. He only like 230.
Sure.
Like, too bad he dropped out.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I'm seeing the chat box saying Fournette. I can't say Fournette because Fournette ran a damn 4.4? What he run the 40? Like Fournette ain't a true power. He's powerful. He runs people over, but he's a speedy guy. He can run. He can run too. So, but I feel what y'all saying though. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I was about to talk about Clyde. Man, I love Clyde, man. You was talking about the Alabama game. I was watching the game. I'm an Alabama fan. I was like,
You know, Clyde is 6'4", 270.
Running through all these tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, will somebody tackle this man, please? It was taking 2, 3, and 4 people tackling him. They couldn't do it.
Yeah.
He was dragging people the whole game.
Then I think Clyde runs with passion, you know, and the more you run him, the better he gets. Like towards the end of the game or whatever, like Clyde really start to make babies at the end of the game when it's over and he's pissed off and he's, talking shit to you or whatever. Clyde is really good there. I agree.
Yeah, and he gonna give you some in the passing game.
Facts.
Yeah, but he probably gonna go late in the draft. Well, probably not that late since probably like 3rd, 4th round, and some team is gonna love him.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Jonathan Taylor. I like Jonathan Taylor. I like his power.
Sure.
He got some speed for a dude that big. He a big dude.
Sure.
He got some speed. He ain't the quickest guy in the world, but when you that powerful, you ain't really got to be that. And like you said, he fumbled a lot. I got questions about because he got a lot of carries. They ran him in college.
Sure.
That's all Wisconsin do. So that's gonna be a question coming to the league. How many more all them carries? Also, like you said, he got a great offensive line. I wonder how he gonna do if he gets to the league and he ain't got as good as the offensive line.
In terms of carries, you know what I think gonna happen? I think a lot less teams are gonna be paying running backs. I think that's gonna be a real thing. I think these last few running backs that's getting paid, I think they're gonna get their highway robbery in or whatever. But these teams are leaning more towards miscellaneous running backs because we keep watching the Super Bowl and there's always a miscellaneous running back in the damn Super Bowl. So I think certain guys just ain't gonna get paid no more. And if you look at Taylor, he get a lot of carries and he may only be good for like 3 years, but he might get cut after 3 years or whatever. So, but if you win a Super Bowl with him in 3 years, then fine, you won. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of these teams starting to realize a lot of these backs ain't left.
Sure.
Ain't no real point to give them all that money because they don't be lasting that long. Like Todd Gurley, a big one.
Sure.
What he went top 10 or something?
Sure. Yeah.
I heard rumors the Rams was trying to trade him, and I'm like, wow.
Ain't nobody gonna take that contract, man.
Nope.
Who else you been watching before I hang up on you and get to these other callers?
I watched another person I want to talk about, DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
I like DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
He another one of them dudes. You can't just stick an arm out. You're not gonna tackle him.
Sure.
Also, I like his feet.
Mm-hmm.
I like his ability to cut, I should say.
Right.
Sometimes he just make a cut, like it just like his ability to cut is real nice. I like his quickness.
Sure.
I wonder if he could. I think he could give you something in the pass game.
DeAndre Swift, absolutely, yeah. He makes a lot of he puts satin on panties catching the ball. That's why that's why I think that's one of his best traits in the passing game. Yeah.
I think he gonna give you something in the pass game. Another person I want to talk about, person real slept on. We kind of forgot about him. Cam Akers.
Shit, you forgot about him too. You forgot about him too. I watched a little bit of Cam Akers. I didn't get a chance to finish it. I just didn't want to get on this thing and act like I knew what I was talking about and didn't really watch him. So I'm gonna watch him a little bit more. I'm gonna put him on the second half. But Cam Akers is another guy that got contact balance. That's kind of harder to tackle with burst on the back end. But Florida State was so terrible. Who was they? Blackman, their quarterback. Blackman was terrible. And for Cam to be able to overcome that and still be, you know what I'm saying, solid or whatever, that's good by him. But we definitely know about Cam Akers around here. Appreciate it, Tom. Thanks for calling, bro.
You're welcome.
Yep. Hey, man. Tonio say, hey, man, let me just tell you about this running back everybody forgetting about. Damn, what's his name? You forgot, too. What's good, Coach?
How much? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you, man. What's happening?
I got 4 guys I want to talk about, but I'm still laughing at forgetting about Cam Akers.
He just said everybody forgetting about Cam. Then he proceeds. Come on, my guy. So I was just on the YouTubes and I just saw that you made a post on your channel page about DeAndre Swift. So tell us about him.
Yeah, I just finished DeAndre Swift's film tonight. Okay. It'll be out tomorrow. Okay. So shameless plug. If you don't follow me, please do so, and you can see my DeAndre Swift video in the morning.
There you go.
I think he's the best running back in this class, and I think it's him and everybody else. That's how I am on it.
Okay.
But I hadn't watched a whole bunch of people yet, and so I did. Obviously, I've done Swift. I'm working on Dobbins now as we speak.
Okay. The one thing I can say about Dobbins, Swift is Swift kind of does everything, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
And that may be why he's running back one for a lot of people. You know, we look at Taylor and say, hey, Taylor's good, but he's not very quick. He's not used in the passing game or whatever. Well, Swift is pretty much what Taylor is, plus he's quick, plus he's used in the passing game, plus he makes guys miss. So I understand why you say that.
Exactly. And one thing that stands out to me from the guys I've watched so far is when Swift actually gets in the open field.
Sure.
You strike the man up. There's nobody on the field other than maybe Isaiah Simmons that will catch him. Period.
Sure.
Yeah, I've seen him run away from so many angles watching film on him. It's ridiculous. And then when you do have an angle on him, you might just get the business at the end of that run.
When you was watching film on him, did you kind of get the feeling that every team that played defense against Georgia wanted Jake Fromm to throw the ball, so they just put 9 guys in the box?
Yes, because the only receiver they had was the freshman.
Sure.
I forget his name. Number 1. They got a reject from Miami and Kaiser, and he wasn't good in Miami. He wasn't good at Georgia.
Right.
So the only receiver they had was number 1. I forget his name. So they stuck a bunch of people in the box, and luckily 71, which the guy you put film out on, was good enough to give him a little room to do his thing.
Sure. And they still ran with him, and he was still fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a lot of times where they ran outside zone, and it looked beautiful, especially to the left side. Looks beautiful. He would, whatever kind of block 71 would give him, he'd make the adjustment off of there. And then if it's not a linebacker right there in that hole, it's a wrap. It's at least 20 yards. At least 20 yards.
Hey, man, keep watching film on him. It's so many running backs that I like. You're a Ravens guy, so if there's any Ravens guys in my chat box right now, you probably know him already because he's a YouTuber now. Like he's big now, so you know in his Ravens circle community or whatever. But Sip2 Tally Films or whatnot, he'll be in the chat box, and you can just click his link and go on over to his channel or whatever. And he's been breaking down linebackers. I might not do no film on linebackers because I hate linebackers, but he did like 9. So if you're looking for linebacker film, go watch him. Appreciate it, Coach.
All right.
Yep. We got callers now. Oh, okay. We got some callers. Okay, cool. Got some callers. Okay, cool. Let's got some callers. Let's see what Nick got. So I've been putting Nick on hold for a while. What's up, Nick?
What's up, Voch? How are you?
Man, I can't remember. Y'all forgetting about. I'm playing. So Nick, have you been watching film on these running backs, sir?
I have 9 running backs completed.
9 running backs. Well, let's talk about Nick, guys.
9 running backs. I guess I'll just go through by the ones that
Sure.
I'll just go through by who I like the best.
Sure.
Number 1, DeAndre Swift is far and away the best running back in this draft class, in my opinion.
Sure.
He was the first dude I watched, and I was thinking man, he's not bad. And he's actually pretty good, and he's probably the number 1 running back in the class because I'd watched him over the summer last off season. But now I'm looking at him coming out for this year's draft, and I'm looking at him like, man, this kid is super fast. And while I haven't seen the whole class yet, I feel like he could be the fastest or the quickest, the shiftiest type of dude in this draft class. And it turns out the more people I watch, the more I agreed with that. I think he is the shiftiest, quickest, most agile running back in this draft class. He can make him miss. He has good, really, premium speed. I could probably see him running into 4.4s. But it'll all come up to whatever happens at the combine. And then durability, I think, is pretty good. He hasn't missed a college game. Durability is the thing I like to look at because, if you're Jonathan Taylor and you've ran for 2,000 yards every year, I don't know how much more tread you have on those tires.
Sure.
I think he has underrated balance. He stays up past first contact and keeps his feet moving. He's not like one of those power backs like we talk about, but he can run through contact and get more yards after that.
Right.
Again, another thing that I like to look at running backs is how can they be utilized outside of giving the ball to them and running. And I think DeAndre Swift has that ability in the receiving game. He goes out for a lot of passes, and he's going to be probably really productive in the receiving game. So I'm really he's the complete package right there. I think he is willing to go block. He can come up and set up to block. I think his technique isn't great. but he holds on at times using like crafty things like taking out a linebacker's legs or whatever you need to do to get the defender out of the quarterback's face. But still, I like to see technique improve, and that'll probably come with time. He's 215. That's pretty good size. They'll probably add on 5 to 10 pounds on the next level.
Sure.
We'll see there. J.K. Dobbins. I really agree with what you said about him early on.
Right.
He's really good at a lot of different things. He's really speedy. He's really I think he has good vision at the line of scrimmage. Pretty good balance. But then again, like there's really nothing that stands out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Physically.
Physically.
Right.
Like he's not gonna run through you or anything. I think his production at times at Ohio State has been up and down. He had a really good freshman year. A sophomore year that was kind of shitty because Mike Weber was still there, and then his junior production went up. So we'll see that.
That's crazy because he's so much better than Mike Weber. That's so crazy.
I thought so too. Like I remember even watching him because I remember watching him as a freshman. I'm like, man, I don't know why they're still playing Mike Weber. This kid's a lot better, but
just thought about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up to that coaching staff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 words for Jonathan Taylor. 19 fumbles.
Damn.
No, get out of here, bro.
That's a lot, man.
I like him.
So Liz, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. And I'm just devil's advocate right now. Do you think he fumbles because he gets more than normal carries? Like the more you give him the ball, he's just fumbling because he's getting the ball a lot?
No, I don't care if you get like 30 carries a game or if you get 10 carries a game. In my opinion, it's a technique to holding the ball. It's high and tight. If you can't hold the ball high and tight, you're going to fumble on 2 of those 10 carries, and you're going to fumble on however many, whatever. You know what I mean, though. Like, I think it's a technique that you have to figure out. It's high and tight. Looking at some of the fumbles, they're pretty bad. I mean, he just lets go of the ball in the middle of it's not like he gets hit super hard or the handoff is fucked up and he has to dive for it, and that counts as a fumble for him. It's fumbles because he's not holding the ball correctly, and that needs to improve.
Mind you, I was only asking to be devil's advocate. That motherfucker drops the ball.
Right.
Like he puts that shit. He dribbles the football. Right. So, but yeah, go ahead.
No, you're right. His production is really good. I mean, if you're gonna get him behind an offensive line, kind of like Wisconsin, even to the extent of Wisconsin, he's gonna go crazy if you start him. Then again, the durability will probably be decreased, as I said earlier. I think the big thing he's improved on is balance. I remember watching him before the season. Ankle tackles would put him down, and now he's gotten a little bit better.
Sure.
He's still not all the way there yet, but I'd like to see that improvement, and that's what I'm really impressed by him. It's not perfect, but he does show that ability to be able to be more balanced and run through contact, which is another big thing, in my opinion.
Sure.
He's kind of built like Saquon. I was looking at him. He has bigger thighs and a solid frame. He's not like Saquon in terms of talent or even full frame, but he's kind of built like him, and I can appreciate that.
He's a big muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And then Clyde Edwards, 6'4", 270.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like I love this kid, dude.
You know Clyde is 6'4", 270.
I'll tell you, after you played that the first time, I searched for that on YouTube for probably 30 minutes trying to find the clip that came from. That is gold, man.
I'll tell you exactly what to find. It's the post game interview versus Alabama. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I found it, but yeah, it took me a little bit.
That motherfucker Clyde, that he does so much with nothing, don't he? Exactly. Look, J.K. Dobbins ain't special. Clyde really ain't special.
But he gets it done, man.
He's
a threat in the receiving game.
Yeah.
He can run through. I mean, I watched Trayvon Diggs, the cornerback from Alabama, and he was on boards and stuff. So I'm like, okay, this kid's got to be pretty good. I watched him against 6'4", 270 Clyde. He got killed.
Clyde had 20 versus Alabama. He had 20 carries for 103 yards and 3 touchdowns, plus 9 catches for 77 yards and a score. Son, come on,
That's just unfair, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, and like you said, it wasn't just because Alabama. It was in Georgia. It was in Oklahoma. It was in Clemson. It was in all those.
Everybody.
I remember watching that national championship, and he'd rip off 20-yard runs. just like that, like randomly, and it was like, I like it. I definitely like it. I don't think he's like the fastest dude in the world, but he's still got some quickness to him.
Sure.
Balance is great. He, like I said, he hits really hard in terms of balance through contact and stuff like that. Pass protection, he can be a little sloppy, but he still does it kind of well. And then, yeah, I really like him. I'm a big fan of him. He's not going to get drafted very high. He's probably late day 2, early day 3. But he's going to be one of those dudes, like he's just going to be one of those dudes that like comes in and you think he's going to be a camp back because everybody kind of forgets about him over the summer, and he's going to come in and be that Raheem Mostert or that Damian Williams type back who's going to be able to go and start. Kind of like C.J. Anderson, you know what I mean? Like, he's not everything that C.J. Anderson was, but like he still has a lot of those like balance and kind of powerful traits about him. You know what I mean? And then I like LaMichael Pirine in terms of as a receiver. I think he can be a pretty good receiver, and he's also a pretty good running back.
Senior Bowl guy.
Yeah, Senior Bowl guy, exactly.
Yep.
Benjamin, another one of those quicker dudes. I think he's probably second in terms of quickness, in my opinion, to DeAndre Swift, of course. And then that final guy that I want to talk about is Cam Akers.
Okay.
I mean, like, again, especially with Florida State being so bad, you can't really, like, judge him perfect. I feel like if Cam Akers was 5 years older, he'd probably be a first-round pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and because, like, I've been looking at him, or, like, I've known who he is since he got recruited out of and went to Florida State, and, like, that's just really when the program took its decline, and, like, everything went crazy. I don't even know. But I think his vision could do a little bit better, but he's got good speed. He's kind of a low center of gravity type runner, and he can run pretty hard too. He's a good pass protector, and then it's about he can be of use in the receiving game. I think he's gonna probably go in like the 3rd or 4th round range, like a lot of these backs probably will. But he can end up being like a good running back in the committee system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, understood, man.
And then like the last point I want to make is like what Tony said 2 calls ago, I think.
Sure.
A lot of these running backs are over 200 pounds, and that's really nice to see.
Right.
I really like that. And I think this is going to be a good class. I don't really know where they're going to go because it's running backs, and that's always up for debate. But, like, I think it's a solid class for running backs, and it should be exciting to watch.
I think running back and receiver are the only positions where they're good in the 2nd and 3rd rounds, if that makes sense. Like, people say that this draft isn't good in the middle. Technically, it ain't because there's not a lot of positions that are good in the middle, but it's a lot of running backs and receivers that are good in the middle. So, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, like like right up in there.
The skill positions are going to thrive in.
Absolutely. So,
because you got some tight ends there too, but that's for a different day.
Sure. Gotta hang up on you, man, because Coach Evans was mad I hung up on him, so I just can't let you talk all day and just hang up on him. So
no, that's good. I get it. Peace out.
The chat box was asking, does Nick Gashler have a YouTube page? And I said no, because he don't listen. So I'll just leave that bit of salt and shade on the table before I hang up on you, man.
All right.
Man, Nick Gashler could be so great. If Nick Gashler would have took my advice 2 years ago and started his YouTube channel, he has something that I don't have, right? Nick has youth. And I have youth, right? Because when I first started doing it, they were like, yo, Voch, how old are you? And I was like 26 or whatever. I'm like, 26? Man, you know a lot for 26. Well, shit, Nick Gashler knows a lot for fucking 16. I guess because most draft people in their 30s and 40s or whatever, and Mel Kiper's 70, however the hell old he is. I was like, man, I was going to market Nick Gashler as a 15-year-old, 14, however the hell he was at the time, as a young draft phenom. Boy, he would have took the block. He'd have took the whole streets by storm. But he wanted to get a girlfriend and do homework. Man, Nick Gashler could be a 16-year-old walking around with YouTube money in his pockets. It ain't too late for you, Nick. It ain't too late for you. High school pulled up. What? Drop out of high school. Oh man. Let me hit this button and hit that button and Raider Bob, what's up?
It's Voch. It's Voch Lombardi.
Absolutely. Doski Woski, my guy. What you got for the show? You been watching these running backs?
No, I wanted to ask you about one. Actually, now see, listening,
Okay.
I caught on and everything. Oh geez.
Damn. Damn.
Now it's reminding me of the guy everybody forgets.
Damn.
DeAndre Swift.
Yes, sir. From Georgia.
Yeah. Okay. So can he pass block?
Yeah, he can. Sure.
Okay. Because that's what Gruden always looks for. He's got to have somebody that can pass block.
Raider Bob, are you looking for a running back in this draft?
No, we got Josh, and he's doing okay.
Okay.
And besides, I don't think you should draft a running back until later rounds. Just like wide receiver, I wouldn't get DD now. I'm gonna get your man Simmons if he drops to us.
Hey man, don't say that, man. Come on, Raider Bob. Don't say that. Don't you want to get a receiver so Derek Carr can live out his potentials and all that? What you want Isaiah Simmons for?
Because we need a linebacker. We haven't had a linebacker for, I don't know how long. Decade.
Well, get you a linebacker first, and then you can get Isaiah Simmons and work him into the Cowboys ready for Isaiah Simmons right now. Like, we got guys that can line up and start for us. You know what I mean? So, just let him fall to 17 and quit playing so much.
You guys have good linebackers.
We do, but we could use one more.
I'll give you Whitehead.
Who wants him?
I don't know, but when we got him, I went on YouTube and I look for Whitehead for the Lions, and I find a guy that is a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan of the Lions, and he goes, "Oh, I'm so goddamn glad we got rid of him." Every time somebody needed the first down on third down and long, they just match up a running back to Whitehead, right, and they pick up 9 yards.
Damn.
And I'm going, oh, jeez. But now you're talking running backs. How about 6'4", 270? How about Chris Warren?
Hold on, wait. You say 6'4", 270 Chris Warren? Who is 6'4"? I mean, there's only one 6'4", 270.
6'4", 270.
Like Clyde is 6'4", 270. But who is 6'4", 270 Warren?
Yeah, he used to. He was he had the most yardage a couple of years ago for the Raiders in preseason for the whole NFL in preseason.
Man, I don't watch the Raiders, man. What's wrong with you, Raider Bob? Nobody keep up.
And Chris Warren is his daddy used to play.
I don't know Chris Warren, and leading the league in preseason rushing yards is I'll say it's subjective.
Yeah, I know.
Certain people gonna feel a certain way about it. I never heard of him. No, I mean, is he in the league still? Is he on y'all team?
I don't know where the hell he went.
Well, damn, Raider Bob.
He went to practice squad and then he got cut.
Oh well,
because he went up because he ballooned up to 270 pounds. And I got a feeling he couldn't pass block.
That's why he's 6'4", 270 because he gained weight. All right. Hey,
yeah.
Hey, man, thanks for
Anyway, I just wanted to call and tell you I listen every time I can catch you. You're very informative, and so is that young man, Gash.
Nick Gashler. Yes, sir.
Nick Gashler. Yep. He was on last year when I was talking McCole Hardman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Damn.
So I just called to tell you, I enjoy your program, and I ain't got nothing to add as far as running backs because I don't think you should draft them until later rounds. That's
all good, Raider Bob. That's all good. So I know you was mad when y'all took Josh at 24 or whatever, but.
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought we could have picked him up with our second round pick.
Oh, but Raider Bob, when I say that, they call me a hater when I say that.
Well, no, just what it is a fan, every fan for every team, they know what they want, but it's usually wrong. Get the best man, and especially we had 3 picks last year, and I'm going, get the best man, get the best. You know, we got so many holes. It was so easy. You know, who was the guy? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got Farrell instead, and yeah, he's okay, but you know, I think we could have picked him up like 24th. You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I was hoping that Williams would slide down to us. You know, I mean, I was hoping just you know, don't do stupid shit. You know, but I think what it is poor old Mayock, John Gruden. You know, John Gruden. He worries me. Mm-hmm. I hope Mayock can just straighten him out. Oh, did you hear? Now, is it just a rumor, but Gruden is thinking about AB?
I tell you what, just because you calling for AB don't mean you saying the alphabets. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think that's the thing, man. I think AB is done playing football forever. I think if Gruden did want AB back, I think that'll cause problems between Gruden and Mayock, and that'll be an even bigger problem for y'all. So let's hope Gruden's not calling for AB.
Well, good, because we already paid for him. I think what we ought to do is just give Pittsburgh our 7th-round draft pick, you know, our milk money, and just say, leave us alone. We don't want any more of your damn receivers.
Boy, that'll be a fantastic call. Appreciate it, Raider Bob.
Yeah, you have a good one.
Raider Bob say, call Pittsburgh. Be like, take it, huh? Take the 7th. Don't call us no more. Don't call us no more. Oh, man. That's funny. Watch him take Patrick Queen at 12 or 19. Boy, wouldn't that make me smile? We have another Nick on the line. What's up, Nick?
Hey, Voch, how you doing?
Everything's everything, my guy. What you got for the show?
Not so much, man. So I want to take a look at a couple different running backs that people haven't talked about yet. I think you mentioned him earlier, but Lynn Bowden and what's his name? Antonio Gibson. Have you watched those guys yet?
I know of both of them. I would rather spend more time on Bowden. I think Bowden is a more interesting player. I just need some more time to craft my thoughts and opinions on Lynn Bowden. But he was interesting. And if I was a Kentucky fan and I was watching him play running back from the quarterback spot and then go play receiver. I think it's interesting because when you look at his numbers, like some games he got like 7 catches for 105 yards or whatever, like which is dope. And then other games he got like 20 carries for 150 yards, which is dope. You know what I mean? So what I got to do now is figure out, is that production or is it like traits? And I got to find out what traits he's really using. So give me more time with Bowden. For the chat box, if y'all kind of lost, we are talking about Lynn Bowden from Kentucky. He was the quarterback that was formerly the receiver, that's a running back technically. So yeah, he's that guy for Kentucky. But go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I think he's a gadget guy too. I mean, he's really good on special teams too. He's just versatile. I mean, he's kind of I see him like a Taysom Hill type player, which with John Fossil as the special teams coach, maybe we could get something like interesting out of him. Some cooler, trickier stuff.
Can he punt? Can he do that? Can he punt? If that motherfucker can punt, let's line that motherfucker up, let him punt. Shit.
The whole XFL has better punters. we just go grab one of them, man. One of them. Pick
crazy.
one.
That's crazy.
They're all better than Chris Jones. None of them have kicked for 17 yards yet, so they're all better than Chris Jones.
That's upsetting.
But yeah, what I was going to say is my criteria has shifted with guys like Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara, and I want guys with hands for running backs. If you're looking at it, they should be able to play slot as well. I think that's kind of the direction the NFL is headed in. If you're going to take one earlier, you should get a guy who can catch. And also the other thing I'm looking at really closely this year for running back production is going to be the 10 and 20 yard splits on the 40.
Okay.
Not so much the 40 times as the 10 yard splits. With some of the stuff they put out, the data bowl, the analytics stuff, where they're able to predict a run based on how fast they're going when they take the handoff. They can predict pretty accurately how fast they're or how far they're going to go. I think in terms of a rusher, I'm going to start looking a lot more at what kind of real quick acceleration they have, off the start. So I think that's going to start playing. You're going to start seeing guys like Clyde Edwards-Helaire and guys like that don't have a whole bag of tricks, but that just can do one thing well, which is take the ball.
Clyde 6'4", 270.
Sure.
Yep.
Understood. That's it. You good?
That's it.
Appreciate it, my guys. Fantastic call, man. Call back Thursday. We're gonna be right back here. Right back here on Thursday. Salute.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I think Thursday we're gonna be looking at different mock drafts or whatever. So we're gonna be making fun of some of them. Y'all know we do this like once a year. When am I gonna do my mock draft? I'll probably do one mock draft in April, but we'll see. Last call of the day, 609. What up? Who this?
Yo, my name's Jake. How you doing today, Voch?
What up, Jake? What you got for the show, my guy?
Well, this is my first time calling. Actually, this is the first time I've been able to tune into a stream. Usually you're streaming when I'm in class, so got lucky tonight.
Okay.
We've been talking a lot about the same, like, running backs, right? Like the top guys like Swift, Taylor. I'm more interested in a lot of the low-round guys, guys that have, like, one specific trait to them.
Sure.
One guy that caught my eye was Anthony McFarland from Maryland.
Okay.
He doesn't have a complete game, you know what I mean? Because I remember, I think it was against either Temple or Syracuse, they had him running on the goal line, and he got stuffed bad.
Sure.
But what this man has is burst. This man is fast. He can, you know how there's angle beaters? That is this man. He can beat any angle.
Sure.
If you're taking him in, like, the 4th, 5th round, I'm all for it, you know what I mean? You give him like 5, 10 touches a game, to change the pace in the backfield and stuff. I really like him for that.
There's a lot of later running backs you can look at. I know we was talking about P. Ryan earlier. Kelly from UCLA is another guy. He's a Senior Bowl guy, and it was 2 other guys in the Senior Bowl, the TCU kid and the Memphis kid. Both of those guys interesting. So when I do my part 2 of the running back video, I'll be looking at them, and then we can go from there.
Another late round guy I gotta look at him because I haven't looked at him since last year. But I remember this one guy from Illinois, Reggie Corbin, I believe his name was. He stuck out to me. He's another small, undersized guy, but he also could make people miss. You know what I mean? He was really agile. I remember he hit someone with a nasty spin move. So it's like I don't know if he like really fell off this year or something like that, but he might be someone to consider, like the 5th, 6th as a guy that can also, just change things up in the backfield, like almost like that Sproles type of guy that can just, sometimes make magic out of nothing.
Kind of like 6'4", 270 Clyde does this year.
Clyde is 6'4", 270.
Facts. I understood, my guy.
Oh, I don't know about him. I've heard people I know talk about him as like running back 1 and stuff, and honestly,
that's a bit
can't
much.
tell him wrong. I really love Swift. That's my RB1.
Sure.
Like easily, but like, hey, people love themselves from Clyde, and I mean, I can't hate. He's really good.
Have you watched Zack Moss?
I have. I really like. I said in the chat earlier when you were talking about him, he reminds me a lot of that Kamara type as a runner. Honestly, he reminds me of Kareem Hunt too a little bit.
Sure, probably. Yeah. I think the difference between those guys, like you're saying that because of contact balance, and Hunt and Alvin, they both have contact balance. I get that. Kareem is I would say Kareem is more of a finisher. But when I'm watching Alvin, Alvin ain't running people over. People can't tackle Alvin because he won't go down. You know what I mean? I think Zack Moss got that in him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I feel that completely because I remember when I was watching Alvin that year because he was flying on the radar. I was like, why are people not talking about him more? You know what I mean?
Sure.
No one can bring this guy down.
Sure.
And, yeah, I get the same thing from watching Moss. You're 100% correct on that.
Yo, Jake, this is a great call, man. You from State Farm? No, I'm just playing. So I just plugged you in platinum. So next time you call in, you ain't got to wait so long. I know who you are. And hey, man, call back in
All right,
next
cool.
show.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Salute. Hey, man, Jake said like he was a guest on the show. Hey, man, thanks for having me, man. Hey, you can follow me on Twitter. My mixtape is great call, Jake. That was a fantastic call. Chat box, what y'all talking about? Let me check my time. Well, I love the sound drop, man.
You know Clyde is 6'4", 270.
Sound drop is fantastic, man. Wait till I get my actual sound drop board put together. That'll be a great day. All right, so chat box. Of course, we got to end the show with you guys. We're going to be dropping Mekhi Becton film tomorrow. We're going to be doing a Cowboy draft show with Foots stream tomorrow, whatever. We're going to come back Thursday and do another Lombardi's draft talk. We're going to be looking at different mock drafts, breaking those down. And if you're a Cowboy fan, we're going to do like a rhombus octagon table on Friday. It's not going to have the typical cast, but we got some other YouTubers I wanted to get in that we're going to do some work with. I've been wanting to do some work with some other YouTubers for a while, but when I'm busy in draft season, I'm busy. And I be focused on my channel, and I don't be collaborating too much, but we're going to get some collaborations in because people ask for collaboration. So it's 8:23. Let's do this to about 8:40. Chat box, what's happening? What's good, chat box? Can you do a Juwan Jennings? No. Gotta love Coach O. Memphis is definitely trying. Memphis is becoming running back you. Nah. Memphis as running back you? I don't know about Memphis. Ohio State got some guys. Wisconsin got some guys. Penn State dropped 2 the last couple of years. Memphis dropped more than 2, which is I don't know. I wouldn't call him running back you though. Wouldn't call him running back you. Darius Anderson from TCU, just name dropped him. Just name dropped him. Will's film coming? Yes, Jedrick Will's film will be coming. It might be this week since I'm binging offensive linemen, so stay tuned. Might be this week. Georgia got some good running backs, sure. Swift, Michelle, and Todd, and Chubb, and damn. Yeah, Georgia got some backs, sure. Georgia got some backs. Steven Benzick, I need to hold on. I need to go over my super chats. My bad, because I know I saw Steven Benz super chat. Most impressive running backs in my opinion. Well, just so far based on what I've been looking at, the most impressive running back in this class so far. Yeah, man, and that's why he's my running back number 1 right now because he's so impressive. Let's see. Anime Dolphin, appreciate you. I gotta watch. Yeah, okay. We was talking about Josh Jacobs earlier. Cool. Steven Benzick dropped 2 in the super chat. He was talking about Jordan Howard. I recall that. Skeptic Fan dropped 2 for the culture. Appreciate you. Evan Kavanaugh dropped 2. He says last pure running back may have been Jordan Howard. I don't think Jordan was a pure power back. I don't think Jordan Howard was a pure I'm nothing but power guy. I just think he wasn't fast. I think that's a difference. I just think that's different. And Jared Costin is not showing me yours, so let me go to my actual chat box. Jared Costin. What do you think about Zack Moss? Yeah, hit the rewind button. I talked a lot about Zack Moss earlier. I talked a bunch. Gurley, Najee Harris, Georgia run back, LSU. So that'll be Clyde, Darius Geis, Fournette. I know somebody before Fournette too. I just can't think about it. But sure, LSU got their guys too. What's your boy name? Play for the Bengals. Damn, that was a long time ago too. Damn. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. They had some backs. LSU got some backs. Yeah. Jeremy Hill. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Jeremy Hill. Yeah. LSU was around. Yeah, sure. When do we get a Clyde film session? We do have Clyde film. So a Clyde film session will probably be not this month. It'll probably be in March sometime, but I do have Clyde film. 6'4", 270 Clyde film. Let's see. Have you heard of LaMichael P. Ryan from Florida? We name dropped him earlier. Yes, he's a Senior Bowl guy. I have heard of him. What's your criteria for who you do film on? Views. I just want people to understand this too, because I got this comment earlier this week, and I didn't spaz because I'm in a different place now. Spiritual Voch is a lot more calm. I'm a lot older. I'm a lot more mature than I used to be. So I ain't spaz on him. But he was like, I missed this channel more when the film sessions were longer. I need y'all to understand that not only is the NFL Illuminati breathing down our necks, and not just me, but everybody that do film on college, even people that do film on pro football, right? NFL football. NFL Illuminati is breathing down our neck. And that shit's terrible. But the NCAA Illuminati is worse than the damn NFL Illuminati. The NFL Illuminati let us live, kind of, sort of. The NCAA Illuminati is ruthless. Ruthless. Right? So when we do college film, right? You got to understand we doing this for the love, for the culture. And if we can get away with monetizing it, we can't monetize a whole bunch of them. So when I do film sessions, I'm doing film sessions on people that I think something needs to be said about them. Some traffic needs to be generated. Or like I think people really want to see what I think about this player. Or, you know, I think that once draft day happens, people will search this video out and go watch it. You see what I'm saying? I would love to do a video on. Give me 30 seconds. Let me. Josh Simpson, the guard from Syracuse. I would love to. Throckmorton from Oregon. I would love to break down Noah Igbenogany from Auburn. I would love to. But the NCAA Illuminati is down our necks. All up in the collar of my shirt, just trying to see what I'm doing next. And I said that to say, so when Kat was like, I wish these film sessions would be longer, that translate to me, I'm from the block too, so that translate to me saying, Voch, I wish you would work harder for free. Boy, that's a rough one. Boy, that's a rough notion to say to me. You know what I mean? That's a rough notion to say. So, yeah, so if my film sessions aren't 50 minutes like they used to be, or if I'm not breaking down 6th round picks like I used to, it's because the NCAA Illuminati gets ruthless with theirs. I hope that answered your question. Man, Rue Glock, I was listening to Coleon Noir earlier, man. He was on some other podcast. You should know who Coleon Noir is. He had a cold ass quote about this. He says, I won't be able to please everybody, but the creator in me wants to try. And I was like, damn. Because that's facts, though. I know I'm not going to be able to please everybody, but I just want to shoot my shot to see if I can. So, Rue, you absolutely right, my guy. You dead ass right, my guy. But I just want to, I just want to run it. Voch my go-to for one-on-ones. Hey, them videos be 40 minutes because they don't hit them. Hey, Illuminati don't touch them damn Senior Bowl videos. Them shits be long. All them Senior Bowl videos. That last 40-minute Senior Bowl video, that was long as it got to be. Enjoy that one. And you know what? I think because what I'm doing now is something that I've never done before. I've never let y'all in on the process of me learning people. I would just kind of show up and know people. You know what I mean? So I feel like if I can't put film out on everybody like I want to, the least I can do is update y'all on me when I do learn about guys. I can't do film on everybody, but you know, least I can do is tell you what I think about them as I learn them. So, Voch, would love to see your opinion on AJ Dillon. Dude is 250, biggest back in the class. I'll watch him soon. Trust me, I'll watch him. Mike Larry, you did O-line yet? Yep. I did an O-line stream and I've been dropping some O-line film. So I'm dropping. I think I might drop O-line film all week. I know I got 3 tackles I can drop. I might do a Cushionberry film session, maybe. He might be my center one. I don't know yet. I got to watch more film. And I might do 5 O-linemen this week. I don't know. Stay tuned. But yeah, I've done O-line. I've done O-line. Jerry can give a 2021 first round pick for Okuda. Nah, Cowboy fans, stop trying to get Okuda, man. Stop trying to get Okuda. We not gonna get Okuda. Any other questions? I think I'm gonna do this to like 45 because I talked a lot of y'all time up, so my bad. Interested in some Netane Mutai film because since you didn't like him, I did not like him. He is the guard from. They wear red jerseys. Who where is he from? Utah, I believe. Where's the Mutai guy from? Let me just tell you the story about how I watched film on him in the first place, right? Because I was breaking down the offensive line. Fresno State, yeah. Fresno State. That's something else I do too. When I don't remember what college it was exactly, I know colors. I know colors real good. Fresno State. Right. The left guard, he plays some tackle there too. Somebody was talking to me about PFF, and y'all know I can't stand PFF in the first damn place, but Mutai is a beast. Oh goodness. Somebody was like, PFF got him as their guard number 1. So I'm like, okay, well I don't fool with PFF, but I'm watching offensive linemen anyway, so it'll at least intrigue me to go see what guard number 1 is talking about. And I kind of saw what PFF had to say about him, and it was all like, oh, it's gonna surprise y'all, he get picked 16th overall. And I'm like, okay, well, let me go look. And I'm watching the kid, right? And he ain't good at nothing. This is what he's really good at. He's good at being aggressive. He's really good at being angry. He's a very angry, aggressive football player. But he's not powerful. His feet aren't great. His hands kind of happen on accident. I ain't gonna hate him by his hands. But he doesn't generate a lot of movement. I think he gets bullied a little bit. Plus his knees don't work. Or his Achilles, my bad. He tore the same Achilles twice or something like that. So besides injury history, I ain't even talking injury history. He just ain't great at nothing. He just doesn't stand out as a guard to me. He just doesn't stand out. And the blocks that he's winning, the D linemen are just kind of letting him win. And I'm like, I don't see power here, but I see aggression though. I see like, if you can imagine an offensive lineman aggressively not moving somebody, that's him. He aggressively doesn't move people angrily. Like if he was stronger, he'd be nasty as hell if he was stronger. But he ain't. And I'm just not a fan of him at all, man. If I had some Fresno film, I'll show you. But shit, he only played 6 games his whole career, so I can't find no film on him. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Am I wrong for thinking Gilmore is better than Kinlaw? Yes. Yes, I do think you're wrong there. You can feel how you want to feel, but I just think Kinlaw's better, man. Kinlaw's a fantastic football player, and if he falls, it got something to do with his knee. He got like arthritis or something, tendonitis or whatever in his knees. If he falls, it's gonna be because of that. But Gallimore not as good as Kinlaw. Mutai had 3 big lower body injuries. Yeah, he had his injuries, man, but he just ain't great. He just ain't good. Yeah, aggressive with no power. I use PFF when I want to see another opinion on a player I watch. Hey, listen, don't go to PFF then. Don't go to them. Just Google the player. It's tons of articles, but don't go to PFF, my guy. Voch, you do edge guys outside of Chase Young yet? You ain't looking. I just dropped Chase on the other day. Go check him out. I'll be dropping Epinesa and Gross Matos at some point next week, maybe. I think I'll be dropping them. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for them. I respect that, Voch. Anything good? He ain't good. The best part about him is that he's an angry, aggressive football player. He's just not strong enough to use it practically. That's all. That's all. Go back and watch his film with my words. Like, just keep everything I've said in your memory and then go watch him again and you'll be like, he's not really moving people. He's just angrily in their face, not being strong enough to move them. His feet are terrible there. Hey, his hands kind of accidentally got there. Okay, I feel you, Voch. Hey, he's missing. His balance is terrible. He falls down so much. I'm like, get up. Get up. Does that sound mean you don't like Matos? Nah, it's just that the word ugh is synonymous with gross. And when you read about Penn State's hazing scandal, when it talked about putting genitalia on their hazies or whatever, and Yatur Gross Matos was one of the cats that put his genitalia on one of the freshmen, I just went, ugh. His name is gross. That is appropriate. His middle name or his surname or his second name or whatever being gross, that shit is appropriate. So that's why I say ugh, Matos. Epinesa, oh boy. Hey man, Epinesa has some interesting film, man. And he's Epinesa, watching film on him made me grow as an evaluator. I'll say that. Mutai falls down my board. You know what though, Justin? Like, first of all, he should fall down your board, but just take what I'm saying and then watch the film. And if he falls down your board still, then fall down your board. Don't just drop down your board just because of me, because I ain't shit. I ain't nobody. I want you to see what I'm saying and then be like, okay, I see why Voch said that about him. And then if he falls down your board because of that, then do that. But, that's all I'm saying. I think Chason is a sneaky pick if they don't get Quinn back. Possibly. I think it's hard to talk about Cowboy draft picks until free agency. And that's anybody. It's hard to talk. It's hard to know what you need when, and you know what? That's funny because football does draft after free agency. I think basketball draft first. I think basketball drafts first, then they do free agency, and that's backwards to me. I don't know. I guess because I'm just so used to football way and how they do it, but it's just backwards. I'm shocked there's not more mentions of the scandal. Hey man, if Yatur Gross Matos, he don't need to be putting this thing on people. He don't need to just be putting this thing on people. That's assault. And you know what I thought when I first heard that Penn State players putting their thing on people? I'm like, they must don't fight very much at Penn State. They must ain't throwing hands like that. Cause you just, everybody put no hands, put no things on me, and I ain't finna be swinging at nobody. Like, that's out here. I had to smack the shit out of Gross Matos. Shit. You can play ball, but can you fight? Shit. I don't know. I have no idea how to evaluate Gross Matos. I'll be doing a film session soon. I'll be doing a film session soon. They want to switch to a 3-4 eventually. Evaluation, though. How do you tiptoe around red flags like that? Agreed. You can't tiptoe around red flags like that. He and FNS are dope pass rushers, but Gross Matos is better at defense. I don't think either of them are great pass rushers. I just think they get pass rush. but that could be me hating on power rushers again, right? They get production, like they produce. But man, I be watching AJ Epinesa, man, just wander into a sack, and I be like, man, I want you to be twitchy so bad. Like I want you to be so twitchy, but you ain't. But they get production, so I gotta stop hating, man. I gotta stop hating on power rushers. But that's just me. I gotta grow as an evaluator. What is Kayvon Chaison's role in a 4-3 defense? I tell you what, everybody was asking me, how would a hybrid 4-3 look? How can we stay in 4-3 but use an outside linebacker? I was doing great at sack technicians. Shaquille Barrett quietly led the league in sacks this year with 19.5. But the Buccaneers defense do it very well. They got an outside rush. They got an outside linebacker as they weak side rusher, a 1 tech, a 3 tech, and a 5 tech. If you really want to learn what a hybrid 4-3 look like that ain't a 3-4, go watch Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has a great example of what a hybrid 3-4 looks like. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all right now since y'all ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. Let me go to, if y'all don't mind like looking at film or something, right? Like this could just be a situation where y'all don't want to watch film. And if y'all don't want to watch film, I understand. I'll just, go about my business. But if y'all don't mind chilling for a second, I would like to just show y'all some film that I've been watching, if y'all don't mind. Only if y'all don't mind. If y'all do mind, I mean, I'll just, stop what I'm doing and just get back to what, but if y'all don't mind watching film. I just want to show y'all what Chaisson could possibly do in a 4-3 situation. I just want to show y'all what Chaisson could possibly do. But whatever. It's totally up to y'all. Y'all ain't got to, y'all ain't got to watch film if y'all don't want to. That's like an underlook too. So, yeah. Let me go to you and let me... window capture. I think that's how to do it. I ain't did this in so long because I've been talking on the blank page for a while now. Show empty names. What am I using? I'm using QuickTime. I'm using QuickTime Player for Shaquille Barrett. Show me what you got. This must just be for... All right, cool. Here we go. QuickTime Player. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. There we go. Can y'all see that? Y'all should be able to see it, but just in case y'all can't, I want to just... Is that movement okay for y'all? Yeah, that movement's cool. All right. And let me pull up my chat box on the side. Okay. And let me go to OBS. All right, cool. So y'all see where Shaquille Barrett's lined up? He's on the left side of your field. He's to the right of number 81. He's the outside linebacker, right? But this ain't a 3-4. And I've been trying to explain this for weeks. Man. You can have an outside linebacker but still run a 4-3. It'll just be a hybrid look. So Shaquille Barrett here, what you see from him is what makes this a 4-3 look is he's outside linebacker, sure, but you can but if I'm a center, I'm counting him as an edge player. Why? Because my left guard is covered and my right guard is covered. So if I got two guards covered, he's an outside guy. Ain't no 3-4 where two guards are covered. Two guards are covered. Then we have a guy with his hand down to my right tackle. He could be standing up or not, because if he put his hand down, we'll clearly call this a 4-3. But just because he's standing up doesn't make it a 3-4. And I think Chaisson can do things like this. I think he can be a stand up guy in a 4-3 system. I just think he's able to do that. Once again, and then they make him like an under guy too, because they put a 3 tech to his side. Like earlier, this dude on the right side, whoever this is, that might be Vita Vea, I guess. He was a 2 earlier. Sometimes he's a 1. They got him in 3, I guess, because it's a passing down or whatever. But I guess they're putting the 3 tech to the weak side. They're putting the 3 tech to the weak side because the 3 tech gets the one-on-one block, and that makes it to where Barrett can get the one-on-one block. Now I'm just doing research on Barrett because I'm doing greatest sack technicians, and his ass kind of led the league in sacks. So that kind of gave me perspective also on what a hybrid 4-3 is. You know, how to use linebackers in a 4-3 system or whatever. But yeah, here's another situation, right? Same kind of deal. This don't make it. This don't make it a 4-3. This is more of a 3-4 than the last few examples or whatever, because you only got 1 guard covered. But still the same thing. You got 3 down guys, and if you just look at him as a defensive end, you would count this as a 4-3 look or whatever. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Y'all want to know how to use Chason in a 4-3 look? Shaquille Barrett, leading the league in sacks with 19 after being regular his whole career. Which is another reason why you don't give up on people. He's a prime example of what you could do with Chase on there. What he did to the Eagles. Yeah, they put that 3 tech on the side again. Boy, that's just interesting. This time they got he's a 4-eye now, so they got a guy 4-eye to his side. Then they got a 1 tech right there. Then they got the end over there. I think that's JPP. I don't know. I don't keep up with the Bucks like that. But I don't know. That's all I wanted to show y'all. I ain't want to turn this into a full-blown film set. Just wanted to let y'all know that there will be a greatest sack technician on Shaquille Barrett. So if you're a Buck fan, you kind of get to get to shine or whatever. But there you go. Let's get back into it then. Let's get back into it. Chat box, I will answer your questions till 9 o'clock. That's 12 more minutes. Because I've been spending so much time on one question. I think it's only right that I give y'all a little more time. I ain't doing nothing else. All I'm going to do is call my girl, play Red Dead Redemption, and take a shower because I've been running today. You also don't like Willikers? How you know I don't like Willikers? How you know? You know, man, you know what I learned? I think people grade how much they think I like somebody by how I react to them. Sometimes I can be stoic with great players. Sometimes I can be excited about late round guys. But because of my reaction, they'll be like, oh, Voch likes his late round guy. Like Voch was losing his mind watching Chase on, but he was stoic for Chase Young. So that means Voch likes Chase on more than Chase Young, right? Oh. That ain't what that mean. Anyway. Wait a minute, what was that? Not with Barrett power, though, Voch. Barrett. Who you talking about? Because I just played Final Fantasy 7 the last 3 weeks, so you got to clear up who you mean. Shaquille, what about him? 335? Nope. It's not 335. What thing about Marlon Davidson? I like him. I like him a lot. You should check out my Senior Bowl video. He's in day 1. Seattle tries to run that hybrid 4-3-2. Probably. I haven't watched a lot of Seattle, but the only reason I was watching Tampa Bay was because best sack technicians. But I learned. What's your dream pick for us, Voch? Hey, if Chase Young can get to 17, that's my dream pick. Or if Joe Burrow can make it to 17, dream pick. You know, Chase Young more like Barrett or Clowney? That's an interesting question. I don't know. That's a loaded question, my guy. That's a loaded question. John Owning was trying to get the Cowboys to trade for Barrett instead of drafting Taco, I believe. Hey, it would have been a dope pick. It would have been a dope trade. Who should the Falcons draft for their defense at 16? Best player that's there. Trade Smith and draft a tackle. No! Just keep your Pro Bowl top tier left tackle and draft somebody else. Why would you lose production at left tackle? Why would you do it? Just continue to be great at left tackle. I think Cowboy fans are confused whether they want to save money or want a championship. I think that's where the big argument comes from. 50% want to win a championship right now. 50% want to save money, and they kind of clash there. If I'm trying to win a championship, why would I get rid of Tyron Smith this year? That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me. No, I'm not trading Tyron Smith. You're gonna look at Benjamin. You'll have fun watching him. I'll get to him at some point. I've watched him in passing, but I'll get to him. Voch, what you think about Scotty Phillips? Haven't watched him. I don't know who that is. What school is Scotty Phillips? So I can put him in a list. I can put him in a category so I can know what to look for. Voch hates Chase Young. Hey man, that's how they do me. I never turned down film. Thought I heard you say you don't like Willikers. My bad. Nah, I don't hate Willikers. Nah. And I'm having to learn to appreciate power rushers more, because I normally like twitchy power rushers, but sometimes power rushers can be more productive than twitchy rushers. So I don't hate Willikers. Nah, he can do some Max Crosby things. Do I like guys more than him? Sure. When I'm watching Senior Bowl practices, should these guys be blocking Willikers? Sure. But Willikers is beating the hell out of these Senior Bowl kids when they could be blocking him, but they not. So what do you think about Johnson, the receiver from Tech? Colin Johnson, he's a big guy. He's a big receiver that does big receiver things, and I'm normally wary of big receivers that do big receiver things. I like route runners and stuff like that, and he just kind of bodies people, but I don't think you can always win by bodying people. So if he can win by being a big guy, then salute to him, but Colin Johnson from Texas, not that much of a fan. Not that much of a fan. Hey, my bro said he fresh. Can text me and ask me this, but he's in my chat box. Salute to my guy. Have you watched DBs yet? If so, how do you feel about Cam Dantzler? I know Cam Dantzler exists. He's like Mississippi State or something. But I haven't watched enough corners to properly get on wax and give my opinion about it. I could bullshit y'all and talk about six or seven corners tonight. I could do that. I just don't want to bullshit y'all. So, nah. That might be the next thing we do. We did running backs today. Next week we'll probably do cornerbacks, because we need to get in front of the combine. So Fulton, Diggs, and the Clemson kid, CJ Henderson. We need to look at him. Dantzler, Igbenogany. Yeah, we got a handful of corners we need to watch. So we'll get there. We'll do that next week. That'll be my next group of guys to watch. Was talking about Barrett compared to Chase Young. Well, see, Barrett was beating people with ball get off and effort, and Chase Young got some of that effort in him too. I'm gonna drop his episode this weekend, maybe. Shaquille Barrett's episode, so you can look out for that. But who's more powerful? I don't know. But you know what? Like, Chase Young is not a weak dude. Like, he's small, he's skinny, or thinner or whatever. But Chase Young can hold up at the point of attack, at the POA. He ain't getting bullied like that. Like, some big guys can put him on the ground, but he can hold up pretty well. Best interior offensive lineman in this draft? Too early. I'll let you know in April. What position group after O-line? I got it written down. So I'm doing some more edge guys. So after I do, I'm doing Becton tomorrow. Then I'll do Wills. I'll probably drop Epinesa and Gross Matos after that. So stay tuned for those. Thoughts on Solomon Conley? Too early. I don't know who that is. Tell me who he is. You remember how bad Carter Coughlin got whipped at the Senior Bowl? Somebody mentioned him for Dallas. I was like, no, I'm definitely not. Hey, y'all write this down. I'm not a fan of Carter Coughlin. Y'all can write that down right now. Y'all can write that down right now, man. Cincy finally get a quarterback, huh? Shit, I don't know. Not if Joe don't go. Not if Joe pulls. A 70-year-old man is telling Joe Burrow to not go to Cincinnati. That's hilarious. A 70-year-old and a 40-year-old are both coming together to tell Joe, hey, man, you might want to think this through, man. You might want to use your leverage and pull some cards, man. Oh, man. I think Cowboys definitely go Kinlaw or secondary, probably. Why are you trying to get rid of your cornerstone position? Exactly. Let Tyron Smith live, man. He's a line like Clyde. If you want to see how a hybrid 4-3, if you want to see how a hybrid 4-3 would use Chason, look at how we use Bruce Urban. I got you. Cornerback's kind of deep, possibly. I'll know by next week. I'll let you know. Is the cornerback class deeper than receiver? No. Receiver receiver's the deepest position in this class. Like wide receiver 20 can play. Like believe that, man. Believe that. TCU, Jeff Gladney. I've heard of Jeff Gladney. I just slipped my mind. I haven't researched enough to know. Thoughts on Shane Lemieux? I got film on him. Shane Lemieux, the guard from Oregon. I got film on him. Haven't watched him yet. I think he's probably going to get some looks in terms of like the top interior people. I think the top interior people are Lemieux, Badass from Wisconsin, Cushenberry from LSU. I think those are like the interior guys people looking at early, but I ain't ready to rank them just yet. Top 5 corners, too soon. Would you be mad if they went receiver at 17? So peep this out though, David. I thought about this, right? Salute to you, Cowboy fans. Listen, I thought about receiver at 17 at first and I hated it. But then I reminded myself that free agency happens before the draft. So if the Cowboys fill all they needs up and we spend all the free agent money to get our guys back and we get a big signing at 3 tech and we go and get a corner and we got a free safety or some shit and we just spend up all the money and we hit the get extra money buttons that's on Travis and Tyron and all that, then I'll consider taking a receiver at 17. Currently, the way my defense is, no, I'm not trying to take a receiver at 17. But there does exist a world where I take a receiver at 17. We would have to spend a lot of free agent money on defenders. So I hate tight ends. And I don't even think Thaddeus Moss is one of the better of them. I just think he's notable and he's Randy Moss' son and he won a championship. But from what I've been seeing, they got like 4 other tight ends better than Thaddeus. So I don't know. I haven't watched yet, but I'll watch at some point. Any speed guys off the edge besides Chason, Uchan, or Quara? Well, you named the big 3, buddy. You named the big 3. Not Uche. Bradley Anae. He's another speed guy off the edge from Utah. Another speed guy? You named him, shit. Somebody else I'm thinking about too, man. Grenard can be a speed guy. He's just not as speedy as the other 4 guys that we're talking about. It's somebody else. I just can't think of him right now, but it's some speed guys we got. Sure. If the Cowboys took Trevon Diggs in the first round and Antoine Winfield in the second round, I'd be pretty upset, man. I don't want Diggs in the first round, and I don't want to draft a safety in the second round. If we don't get a safety in the first round, I don't want a safety. I'll just keep the safeties I got and go get just go get somebody else, go get a corner or go get a linebacker or something. But and I like Winfield. It's not that I don't like Winfield. It's just that I think I just think like we got Donovan on the team right now, and Donovan could be great. Y'all just don't want to give him a shot because y'all just want a safety by any means necessary. My dream pick is CeeDee Lamb today. That's your dream pick? Out of all the dream picks, you want CeeDee? CeeDee's good, but that's your dream pick? Huh. Yeah, sure. Gladney is fast, yes. Can Wirfs and Wills play left tackle? I think Wills can. I think Wirfs should be at guard somewhere. But it's still early. So don't quote me on that. CeeDee Lamb is slow. He's not slow, but he's not a burner, but he's not slow. I wouldn't hate if we don't sign Coop long term. I wouldn't hate. I'd be mad as hell if we don't sign Coop long term just because we drafted a receiver. I'd hate it. I'd hate it. Voch, are we going to do a tight end draft show? I hate tight ends. I hate tight ends. If the Cowboys got Brandon Ayuk in the second round, I'd be pretty mad too. I just think sometimes we don't understand how good the players are gonna be when we get to our pick. Like pick 17 and 51 is fantastic. They're gonna have some fantastic players by the time we get there, man. Come on, man. Plus Ayuk might be like a third round guy. And that's not to say that Ayuk is bad. It's just a gang of receivers I think is gonna be there. Like Laviska Shenault might be there in the second round. Hey, you can sign me up for Laviska Shenault in the second round. If he there at 51, shit. Yeah, Nick, that's another speed rusher. Zach Bond from Wisconsin is another guy. So yeah, that's 5 speed rushers you got there. Delpit or McKinney, which do you prefer? It's still early. Ask me in April. I'm leaning McKinney. I'm leaning Delpit though. I'm leaning Delpit, but it's too early. No way Laviska is there. You never know. I got some film sessions. I got some all 22 on receivers coming up too. So y'all stay tuned for that. I know I got some Ruggs, Lamb, Judy, Shenault film, Mims. I got somebody else too. Let me see what I got. Let me look at my film, in my film bucket. Who else I got a receiver? Van Jefferson. I got some receiver for him. Some film on him. I got some T. Higgins film. So yeah, I got a lot of receiver film I could be using. So we'll see how that works. We'll see what happens. Ask your questions, man, because when I'm gone, I'm gonna go play Red Dead. That's it. I don't know, Voch. They were saying at the Senior Bowl he's getting all type of first round hype from teams. I don't think he's getting first round. I think that's hype. If Ayuk is getting first round hype, then Rager is getting top 15 hype, and Judy is getting first overall pick hype. Check out Gabriel Davis, the wide receiver from UCF. Check out my wide receiver videos. We've talked about Gabriel Davis. He looks like Odell Beckham, and he has Odell Beckham hair, and he has Odell Beckham's number. I think he wants to be like Odell Beckham. Who knows? I want Ruggs at 21. Sure. Starting to think Rager is unrealistic at 51. You damn right he is. Rager gonna be gone, man. Chase is an underclassman. He won't come out till next year. Must be talking about somebody else. What you seeing, Justin Jefferson? He's a slot receiver. He understands leverage really well. I think whoever drafts Joe Burrow first, and notice I ain't say Cincinnati. Whoever drafts Joe Burrow first should draft Justin Jefferson in the second round. Absolutely, indubitably. I feel like nobody liked T. Higgins. I tell you what. Like, I don't think T. Higgins is getting enough first round conversation. He should be getting first round conversation. For some reason, he ain't, which is interesting. I think that's because we got like 4 other receivers in first round conversation. But if T. Higgins is available, you take him. Absolutely. I think Ruggs goes at 15. His combine is going to be nutty. We'll see. I'm tempted to buy the jersey. Whose jersey? Oh, you talking about Higgins to the Broncos. I got you. I mean, you talking about, to the Broncos, yeah. Higgins seems soft. Well, he play receiver. Ruggs is going to run a 4-2 or 4-3, and some teams going to take him when you don't expect. Sure. I think so. Miami got 3 first-round picks. The Bengals might bite. I think you just hang in there and take Joe Burrow and just promise him that you're going to put players around him. I think that's the best you could do. Because to be fair, the Bengals ain't terrible. Their offensive line was just bad. AJ Green was hurt, and Dalton's not good enough to do it by himself. I think Joe Mixon's really good too. So if they sign their receiver and Jonah Williams get to play for the first time. I think if you add another offensive lineman to Cincinnati, their defense is good enough to make them contenders, and then just let Joe pick up at the end of the season. I think that's it. Honestly, they have some weapons. Boyd, sure. You just really got to beg AJ Green, don't go. I think if you beg AJ Green, hey man, we're gonna get some quarterback help. Just chill. I think AJ Green, because he's been there this long, man. I think he'll hang in there, especially if you bring in Joe Burrow. I think that's enough. I don't think Henry Ruggs is a slot guy. I think Henry Ruggs is more of a flanker. You know, if you want to use his top tier speed, you're gonna have to have him on the outside. You know, you know. I think it'll be better for him to have him line up at the Z or something like that than have him in the slot. I'm gonna give y'all 3 more minutes and I'm getting the hell up out of here. Ruggs and Sutton get us to the playoffs next year. Oh, yeah, okay, that's that Broncos hype. I feel you, Nick, but chill out. Cincy on every highlight reel on defense. Yep, I think Ruggs can play anywhere like Tyreek. I don't think Henry Ruggs is Tyreek. I don't think so. I think Tyreek does more receiver things than Henry Ruggs. I think Ruggs can beat Tyreek in a foot race, though. I think Tyreek's a lot quicker, and I think he's more refined as a receiver than Ruggs. That's my opinion. It's still February, but you know. They use him at slide in Alabama because of Judy and Devontae. Absolutely. And Devontae went his ass right back to school, boy. Crazy. But when they wanted to stretch that field out, they put Ruggs right back on the outside and let him fly. That's it. One more question. I'm leaving. Voch, fill in the blank. If Dallas drafts blank, I'm buying the jersey. Oh my God. If they draft Isaiah Simmons, that's ball game, player. Anyway, man, it's been a dope show, a long-ass show, but I kind of hang in there with y'all, man. I'm going to get the hell off of here. I'm going to finish editing this Mekhi Becton video so it can be ready for y'all in the AM. And, yeah, man, we're going to do this again Thursday. We're going to look at some mock drafts on Thursday. If you're a Cowboys fan, me and Footsie King are going to be doing a Cowboy-centric draft stream or whatnot, so tune into that. And hey man, I ain't doing nothing else. We just trying to work hard, man. We just trying to work hard, and we just gonna make it do what it do, man. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go watch my other and listen, this is what I don't want y'all to do. If y'all want to support me, look, just watch the video when they come out. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people like to save the videos and binge watch them at the end. I need them views though. Because what happens is if you binge, if you wait till the end and binge watch them, like the NCAA may have found me by then. So I need y'all to help me get my views, get my views before they find me, so that we can, it'll just help me better if y'all watch the videos early opposed to watch them later. That's my only ask. I don't ask for much. That's my only, if I may ask for anything. But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey, man. Till next time. Salute.